It began in the springtime. In a small remote town in the countryside of England, there lived a little girl who was full of wonder and curiosity, who had big and bright ideas about her future. Every morning she would wake up to the sound of the birds singing sweet melodies. The mornings were cold, but pleasantly invigorating. She would spend most of her days rolling around in the thick green grass full of daisies, dreaming about all the wonderful adventures that she would go on. Her childhood was full of happiness and laughter, surrounded by family and friends. And in this moment, she was blissfully content. This little girl was me. One morning I awoke, looking out the frosted window. Deep grey clouds covered the sky. And just like that, winter had made its way back. I crawled out of bed that morning, putting on my sequin unicorn slippers that my grandma had given me for Christmas, and I made my way very slowly downstairs. This morning felt different. An unnerving feeling filled the room. I was greeted by my parents and, to my surprise, was told that we were moving to Australia. I was overcome with joy and excitement about exploring a new country and making new friends and starting a new school. I was ready for this adventure, and a few months later we were off. It took a few months, but we found our way into this new life of ours. Then it was time to start high school. The fear of not fitting in and the decisions I was going to have to make about my future scared me. While I didn't quite yet have a grasp on where I wanted my life to take me professionally, I knew that it was going to be something that I had a passion for. Then came a day that things took a turn for the worse. Classes had finished for the afternoon, and I was walking up to the top of the hill to catch the bus home. I was so tired and overwhelmed with the amount of schoolwork. And in that moment, I just wanted to go home, throw myself on my bed, and completely shut out from the world. I was halfway up the hill when I noticed a group of people standing in front of me. They were pointing and laughing, and I turned behind me, and it was very obvious that they were doing that at me. I tried to walk around them, but they wouldn't let me. I was pushed and shoved and beaten, and in that moment, while I didn't realize then why this was happening, I later found out that it was simply because I was new. Returning to school a few days later was full of fear. The wonder and curiosity that once consumed me was well and truly gone. I turned to the school and my teachers for support, hoping they would be my safety net through this time. But that wasn't the case. There wasn't a conversation to see how I was doing or to see how they could best support me. And when my grades started to decline and I started to fail in certain subjects that I was really good at, I was told that I wasn't applying myself, but there was no looking into behind the reasons why I was. This left me feeling isolated, and I didn't want to return to school, let alone even complete the rest of my school year. After finishing high school, I was unsure of where I wanted my life to take me. I really struggled to try and find that passion that I once had. I thought back to when I was a little girl and the positive mind frame and the optimism I had about my future. And then it hit me. In that moment, I realized that I was going to take my high school experience and turn it into something positive and become a teacher that has a passion for helping children learn and drawing out the best in a child, creating environments where children feel safe and secure and supported, where they can be themselves. And so I began on my chapter of becoming a teacher. I started off in early childhood for 6 years, which really created a passion for wanting to teach school-aged children. And so I stand here today in front of you as a pre-service teacher, wanting to make a difference in a child's life, even if it's just one.